Hello world! It is I, the Student Sword, co-host of the RPG Fanatic Show. As a result of my contributions to the RPGology episodes, on this channel, the bigwigs in Hollywood have finally recognized my amazing personality and excellent research skills. They gave me my own show, the RPG Report, so that I may follow in the footsteps of the Papa Bear himself as a totally legitimate source of other people's news reporting skills, which may or may not be lifted ad verbatim from their own websites. Some of you may be wondering how I'm managing to talk without having a mouth. Well, the answer is simple. I'm projecting my thoughts directly into your mind, or through your speaker system, whichever explanation floats your boat the best. We'll now bring you today's first news story. Telltale Games co-founder and CEO, Dan Connors, thinks the rest of the video game industry ignores story. In an interview with Bloomberg TV's Taking Stock, Dan said what every gamer in the entire world knows to be true, that Telltale Games is the only company that does video game storytelling well.
But that there has to be some depth, some story to tell.
Yeah, that's really at the core of who Telltale is. Obviously, you can tell from the name. We really believe that the games industry has ignored this part of the experience, and that the gameplay and the story have been at such dissonant points that you couldn't introduce drama and you couldn't introduce character relationships on a real level.
Oh, what a tale the CEO of Telltale Games is telling. I'm sure that fans of other companies will adamantly agree with his viewpoints, that the licensed TV show games Telltale Games makes, based on games like Game of Thrones and The Walking Dead, are the only games the industry has produced that focus on telling a great story. There couldn't possibly be any negative backlash from the gaming community as a result of his 100% accurate assessment. Nope, that would never happen. Also proving that Christmas was a very slow news day for the games industry, GamePro reports that the Guinness Book of World Records has endorsed one man's unhealthy hoarding of video games. 43-year-old Buffalo, New York resident Michael Thomason has a library of over 10,000 games stored in his Buffalo, New York home, dethroning the past record of 8,616 games from 2010. Michael is quoted as saying, "I have games on cartridge, Laserdisc, I have VHS-based games, cassette-based games." In addition to traditional consoles like Xbox and PlayStation games, Thompson's collection also includes rare systems like the Casio Loopy and an Apple Pippin console. Seriously guys, is this what the game collecting hobby has been reduced to? Collecting Apple Pippin games? Looking to see if they can unseat BioWare as the king of overhyped financial disasters, an industry source has leaked information that Elder Scrolls Online will cost over $200 million to develop. A detailed article about the game's features has also been published to MMOgames.com. But before I talk about them, I want to go sideways for a moment. ZeniMax has in place one of the most heavily policed non-disclosure agreements the internet has ever seen. According to the NDA for the beta program, players may not disclose anything related to software, software code, designs, graphics, rules, playing strategies, artwork, visual depictions, plot, themes, settings, characters, characterizations, skills, emails, screenshots, marketing emails, marketing plans, current, future, or proposed products or services of ZeniMax, written or printed documents, announcements or pre-releases, product samples, artwork, graphics, promotional and or marketing items, the beta trial forums and other private ZeniMax forums, business and or trade secrets, testing protocols, processes, and standards relating to the game and or associated products or services of ZeniMax. Basically, if you talk to anyone about anything related to ZeniMax and Elder Scrolls, you will get sued into oblivion! Anyway, since I haven't signed the NDA, I can say whatever the hell I want about Elder Scrolls. So here are some things that have been leaked about the game. Elder Scrolls will launch with a monthly subscription plan. A brand new MMO that costs an obscene amount of money to make and has a monthly subscription fee. Where have I seen this combination of bad ideas before? I feel like this has been attempted and it hasn't worked, but I can't remember what game it was. Oh well. The game will have tons of options for players to customize the physical appearance of their characters to the same level as they have experienced in prior games in the series like Oblivion and Skyrim. At character creation, players will be able to choose between 4 initial classes: Templar, Dragon Knight, Sorcerer, and Nightblade. These classes have been described as a quote-unquote template with 3 talent trees for characters to choose skills from. Where have I heard this before? I can't recall its exact name, but I vaguely recall there being another MMORPG with classes having 3 talent trees to pick between. Oh well. Elder Scrolls Online will also have 3 factions for characters to choose between, rather than the conventional 2 games popular in. God, I cannot for the life of me remember what those games were called. Anyway, choosing a faction is related to which playable races you can pick from and which side of the PvP battlefield you'll begin matches at, which begs the question, do you want to get ganked by orcs, elves, or lizard people? On that note, a petition has just been launched by fans asking Bethesda to, quote-unquote, throw us a bone, and release any kind of hint that Fallout 4 is in development. Which brings us to our weather report. Everyone should expect a lot of rain this week, because we have a mighty downpour caused by the tears of 1,000 fanboys. CD Projekt has announced it is canceling 2 expansions that were under development for The Witcher, Scars of Betrayal, and Outcast. It seems the company was on the brink of bankruptcy after having wasted all their Witcher 1 sales money on another cancelled title, The Witcher White Wolf, and had to take on new investors who have brand new ideas. All efforts will now be focused on their next-gen title, The Witcher 3, which will undoubtedly be filled to the brim with tons of DLC content. As the world turns, so shall it be. Adding to the QQ store is the announcement that the MMORPG Remnant Knights will be shut down. Supa Games is attempting to save the game by using a Facebook like campaign. What Facebook likes have to do with funding a failing video game, I have no idea, but whatever. If you care about this game, I say go and support it. In other news, Dragon Age Inquisition has been postponed to a late 2014 release. In a developer interview with OXM, BioWare producer Cameron Lee says they need extra time to make the Qunari a playable race. He is quoted as saying, taking something from 90 to 95% is just incredibly difficult and requires a lot of time and focus and energy and blah blah blah. BioWare fanboys will no doubt be glad to hear the game is being delayed because of something that only represents 5% of the game content. That's our show for today, folks. If you enjoyed this video, please share it on Facebook, Twitter, and Reddit. And make sure you also check our YouTube channel for more great news and RPG video game reviews. Also check out our Kickstarter project for the updated version of our website. I shamelessly endorse it. Now, let us know what you think in the comment section below. What was the best and worst game you played in 2013?